Okay, well, this caused a scandal. Uh, Amusingly enough, the British Army no longer recruits for itself. This has been an agency, an outside agency is responsible for this now. So, six posters were created in the style of the famous Kitchener posters of World War One. Now, I'll point out that there are one, two, three non-whites out of the six. Britain is, as of 2011, was still 82% white. And there are two women in the posters. Now, the fact that there are two women out of six, well, one in three, suggests to me that the British Army is not really about defending its country anymore. And the fact that three out of the six, or 50% of the people in the ads, are non-white suggests that the British Army is no longer looking to patriotism. That whatever it is doing, it is not, again, about protecting the country. But it gets worse. These are the slogans. There's a sullen-looking black woman, and the slogan is, me, millennials. Your army needs you and your self-belief. There's a goofy-looking white man. It says, class clowns. Your army needs you and your spirit. There's some East Indian fellow, Pakistani perhaps. Binge gamers. Your army needs you and your drive. Then there's a woman, white woman, phone zombies. Your army needs you and your focus. And there's a traditional looking white male. Snowflakes. Your army needs you and your compassion. And finally, there's an aggressive looking black man. Selfie addicts. Your army needs you and your confidence. There are only 79,000 soldiers in the British Army. 79,000. I was talking last week, wondering about how many soldiers it would take to bring off a coup d'etat in the United Kingdom, and I suggested 5,000, and this doesn't seem unreasonable now. But you look at these ads, this is exactly the sort of thing that a woman would come up with, or a feminized man, that it's cute and it's different. Ooh, and it makes you think. Me, millennials, class clowns, binge gamers, phone zombies, snowflakes, selfie addicts. Why would the British Army or any army want these people? Your army needs you and your compassion. Well, actually, the purpose of the army is to train killers. Now, they may kill for offensive reasons or for defensive reasons, but the army is about creating killers. But, as women have become more and more prominent in the armed forces in the Western world, this idea of the army or the armed forces being in the killing game it's not about the killing game. It's about nation building. It's about, bringing democracy, all of these kind of bogus notions. But you see that the armed forces are traditionally a male pursuit, until fairly recently, an exclusively male pursuit. They have now become a female pursuit, with the result that the British Army apparently has just announced that it is useless, not fit for purpose. I saw a bunch of the ads, TV ads, and the first one begins with some black woman who is working for a supermarket, and she is putting carts, collecting carts. And the suggestion is, yes, this is exactly the sort of, skill that the army needs. You just see here that when women get a hold of a male pursuit, they turn it inside out. One of the soldiers, one of the people in this ad campaign has been identified. He is a real soldier, a guardsman. And he was mortified when he saw these pictures identifying him as a snowflake. And he announced a couple of days ago that he is getting out of the armed forces as quickly as possible. And I rather think that this is perhaps was the goal of the campaign, because this fellow looks very much like a traditional soldier. And they don't want traditional soldiers anymore. You may have heard that Britain is now being invaded across the channel. And the British government, of course, is doing nothing about it. We're going to be talking about the Camp of the Saints on Friday. But you see how easy it was. You see how easy it was that we have female leaders or feminist leaders, so that an actual invasion of Western European countries, an actual invasion of the United States of America, well, it would be mean to resist. This is what the argument comes down to. It's a very harm-based female argument. It would be mean to resist. After all, these migrants have suffered so much. Well, you could say the same thing about actual soldiers who were invading. They tend to suffer as well, even more so than the migrants, because there are frequent attempts to kill them as they are moving towards your border.